Hey YouTube, Matches 860. Smoking the Friday Savinelli with Haunted Bookshop. I got the Haunted Bookshop again. All is well in the world. Thanks to Darren for sending me some. I also got 2 pounds in the mail the other day, so I'm set. Been spending this Friday morning messaging back and forth with Pipes and Kayaks. Always good talking to him. Rainy day in Connecticut, as you can see. Thought I'd talk a little bit about baseball this week. A couple of things have happened recently that made me think about baseball season when I was growing up. Grew up in the little town of Natick, Mass, about 20 miles west of Boston. Definitely Red Sox territory. But not only that, Natick was the home to the first baseball factory in the United States. Harwood Baseball Factory. Opened in 1858 by the Harwood family. And the story goes that when they opened up, the factory manufactured the baseballs, and what they would do is they had a guy with a little cart, and he'd go around to all the women in town with the inner baseball part and the outer horsehide they used at the time, the figure 8 pattern, and some stitching string, and the local women would finish off the baseballs for them, and they'd pick them up a day or two later. Anyone that was born after about 1980 might find it hard to believe that baseball was really big with kids back in the 60s, 70s, 50s. Schools had, most of them had at least 2 baseball diamonds on them. And I can remember about this time of year, April, May, you'd start collecting baseball cards. I think for a nickel you got a pack with 5 cards in it and a piece of stale bubble gum that was usually in 1,000,000 pieces because it was a flat stick. And of course, because they had cards for every baseball player from both leagues, your chances of getting any of the Red Sox were really tough. I think the best year I had, I probably had about 200 cards, and 3 of them were Red Sox. they always had these annoying doubles. Every time you got a pack, you'd get like Elston Howard or Al Kaline. You'd end up with about 20 of them at the end of the summer. Of course, I'd settle for one right now because they're probably worth a mint. But I think I was in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and the town rec department had baseball teams every summer. You could sign up for them. My first 2 seasons were terrible, of course. Would probably be hilarious to go back and watch it. But it kept you busy during the summer. My last year I pitched. That was a lot of fun. But every kid back then on his bike in the summer would be hanging his baseball mitt, because you never knew when a game would all of a sudden get started up by a bunch of kids, or you'd run into somebody and you'd start tossing the ball back and forth. It's amazing. When I went back up, it was probably the late 90s, and even more recently, to see all the soccer fields that replaced the baseball diamonds. Guess that's the game of choice now. So towards the end of the summer, I can remember taking all my Elston Howard and Al Kaline cards, and you'd put them on the frame of your bike wheel so that they were hitting the spokes. You'd ride down the street making all this racket. Every kid had baseball cards on his bike at the end of the season. Great times. Chewing bubble gum all year long, or all summer long. Probably why I don't have any teeth left. Anyway, few of my thoughts about baseball growing up. Wanted to give a quick update on the Memorial Day giveaway. I actually dug the pipes out that were given away. They are 3 Savinellis, one of which is a Rossi, and a Nording. I always wanted a Nording, but we're going to give this one away anyway. So I hope you're going to stay tuned for that one Memorial Day weekend. Until then, hope you have a great weekend. Thanks an awful lot for joining me.